A very good morning, students. Today we are going to talk about the concept which is a mole concept. So whenever we discuss about the mole concept, before considering this particular concept, we need to understand few of the definitions, few of the other terms before solving the numericals or the questions which are related to the mole concept. The very first important term is atom. So what is an atom? We know that in chemistry, atom is considered as the ultimate particle of any element which cannot be further divided. Or we could say that either it is capable of having the independent existence or it might not have the independent existence. So I could say that this is the ultimate particle of an element. Secondly, I could say that this atom, it may or may not have independent existence. Secondly, to understand this mole concept, we need to understand what is a molecule. Now, as in an element, there is the ultimate particle which is an atom. Similarly, in a compound, there is the ultimate particle. Ultimate particle means that further cannot be subdivided, but it is capable of having the independent existence. So when there is an ultimate particle in a compound, it is said to be molecule. And this molecule is always capable of having the independent existence. Now let us understand this with the help of an example. When I say one hydrogen molecule, now how does this hydrogen molecule will be formed? We need to have one atom of the hydrogen plus another atom of the hydrogen that can give rise to one molecule of hydrogen. So here I get to know that this is the one atom of the hydrogen and this cannot be further subdivided. It might be, there are very slight chances that it could be divided, but every atom, it has this probability that it is not capable of having the independent existence. It cannot be further subdivided. And when I get the one molecule of hydrogen, it is having the independent existence. It exists as its own. So this is the atom, that is the representation of the atoms, and this is the representation of the molecules. Now the another thing, this molecule is further divided into the two categories, homoatomic and the heteroatomic molecules. When I talk about homoatomic molecules, I mean to say that homo means something which is representing the same. So atomic, which is having the same kind of the atoms. Homoatomic means, homoatomic molecules, that means the molecules that are having the same kind of the atoms. I'll break this into homo and atomic. Homo means same type or the kind, and atomic means having atoms. So when I say what is the definition of this homoatomic molecules, it means that the molecules which are having the same type of the atoms. For again the same example, when I take one atom of the hydrogen and combine it with another atom of the hydrogen, I'll get one molecule of hydrogen. I call this as a homoatomic, the reason being they are the same kind of the atoms, and hence this is the example of the homoatomic molecules. Moving ahead, when I have the heteroatomic molecules, from the term hetero, I mean to say that having a different kind, which is having a different type or a different kind, and atomic refers to the number of the atoms it is having. So Heteroatomic, it means that the molecules which are having the different type of the atoms. Now, considering the example of water molecules, which we know that, which is represented as H2O, that means it is formed by two atoms of the hydrogen. Either we could write it this way, or we can take one atom of hydrogen multiplying it with 2 and one atom of the oxygen, and it gives us one molecule of water. Fine. So this is the example of heteroatomic molecule, where I know that there are the different kind of the atoms that are involved forming the molecule. Now there is a one term which is the atomicity. Atomicity means, obviously from the name itself I could conclude that there is something which is related to the atoms. So when I talk about the atomicity, it means the number of the atoms present in a molecule. Let's take a very simple example again of water molecule. So what is the atomicity? Atomicity of this particular water molecule. Since I know that the number of atoms are 2 of the hydrogen and 1 of the oxygen, and combining that we have 3. So the atomicity of the water molecule is 3. Similarly, if I have to ask you what is the atomicity of carbon dioxide, I know that there is the one atom of carbon and two atoms of the oxygen, and together they give the atomicity 3 for the carbon dioxide, and similarly for the other molecules. So this is the concept which is related to the atomicity and the kind of the molecules that are present in chemistry. Moving ahead to the concept of mole, we have the two different another terms, that is the atomic mass and the molecular mass. We have recently done atoms and the molecules and the difference between them. Moving to the atomic mass, as the name says, it is the mass of the atoms, or it is also said to be the gram atomic mass. When I talk about the gram atomic mass, it means that we are having the atomic mass of the 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles. To clear that thing, first of all, atomic mass represented as the mass of the one atom, and when I talk about the molecular mass, mass of one molecule. Further, we have molecular mass or the molar mass. When I talk about the molar mass, it means mass of 1 mole particles. And when I talk about the mass of 1 mole of the particles, that is equivalent to mass of 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles. Now, when I have to talk about the atomic mass of these particles and the molecular mass, there will be the different terms which are used. Very first thing, for the atomic mass, we say gram atomic mass, because we say that mass of the 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms is equal to the gram atomic mass. And when I have to talk about the same related to the molecule, that is the gram molecular mass. Again, let's talk about the example. When it is about the gram atomic mass, it means, for example, the atomic mass of the one hydrogen or one particle of the hydrogen. Fine. When I talk about this 1 mole of the hydrogen, gram atomic mass is the mass of 1 mole of hydrogen. That means which is equivalent to 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles of the hydrogen atom. When I have to talk about the molecular mass, which is said to be the gram molecular mass, it means when I have to mention about the mass of the 1 mole of that particular compound, let's talk about water molecule only. So when I have to find out the molecular mass of this particular molecule, I will say that the mass of 1 mole of water, that will be equivalent to mass of 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles of that water molecule. Fine. Moving ahead, we have two different concepts. You might have seen at times we are representing nitrogen as 14 mu, and the other time we are representing as the 14 E. So when I am writing as the 14 U, that means we are calculating the atomic mass, the gram atomic mass. This is the atomic mass, and when I am writing the G, it is the gram atomic mass of a particular molecule. So 14 mu, that means the atomic mass of that particular atom of the nitrogen. Fine, we are having the one nitrogen atom, and the one atom of the nitrogen, it is being represented as the 14 mu. When I talk about the molecule, that is the molecule of the nitrogen, I will make use of the 14 E. I will say that one molecule of the nitrogen is equivalent to the 14 G, and hence it is the gram atomic mass of that particular atom. So moving ahead, we will learn how to solve the numericals where we have to find out the molecular masses. But before knowing and finding out the molecular masses, we need to know what are the atomic masses of the particular elements. We need not to learn the atomic masses of 118 elements. We need to learn the atomic masses of the few of the elements that are very commonly used either during the practicals or that has been asked in the numericals. So these common atomic masses of the elements are of hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, potassium and calcium. You will find it out that sodium, calcium, chlorine, magnesium, then hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. They are the one that you will figure out mostly in the numericals, or these will be the elements about whose molecular masses in a particular molecule you have to find out either in the experiments or in the practicals. The very first example for finding out the molecular mass, let's talk about the common molecule of the water. I know that here we have the two atoms of the hydrogen and one atom of the oxygen. Now, the atomic mass of one atom of the hydrogen is 1. So, I'll write it out 1 into 2 because the atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1. Atomic mass of the oxygen is 16. So, I'll write plus 16. Combining both of them, I have 2 plus 16 which is equal to the 18 mu. I told you in the previous example only, when I write about the 18 mu represents one atom. That means one atom of this water molecule. This is a one atom of this particular water molecule. But if I am writing 18G, that means gram atomic mass of that particular molecule. Fine, it means I just have one atom of the water. One atom means that only one particular molecule. But when I talk about the G, that means the molecule of the water that are being combined. Clear? Now, let's talk about the another example, which is calcium hydroxide. From the calcium hydroxide, I know that calcium, it has the atomic mass 40. I need the another mass of oxygen and hydrogen, but I see that they are twice their number. So what will I do? Add on and twice the number oxygen, which is 40, and I have hydrogen, which is 1. So I'll write 40 plus 2 into 41. That is equivalent to 40 plus 82. And hence I have the answer 112. Clear? I'll write it as 112 mu. That means the one this particular molecule of the calcium hydroxide is equal to the 112 mu. Moving ahead, let's talk about the another example, sodium sulfate decahydrate. Here we have 2 atoms of the sodium, 1 atom of sulfur, 4 atoms of the oxygen, and this particularly represents 10 molecules of the water. I won't say that this is 10 molecules of the hydrogen. No, it's 10 molecules. This is wrong. It is 10 molecules of the hydrogen. Fine. So I'll add on to the values. I'll mention the values of the atomic masses of these particular elements. So these molecule of the 2 atoms of the sodium, that means atomic mass of sodium is 23. I'll write 23 into 2, fine, plus atomic mass of sulfur, which is 32. Then I have atomic mass of oxygen, which is 16, but we have the 4 atoms of the oxygen. I'll write 16 into 4 plus 10 molecules of water. We recently calculated the molecular mass of water, which was 18 mu. So I'll write it 18 here. I have 23 into 2, that is the 46 plus 32, 16 4 64 plus 180 mu. I'll add it on, 46 plus 32, that is equal to 78, then 64, which is equivalent to the 142, and 180, which is equivalent to the 322. So we have 322 mu, which is the value of sodium sulfate decahydrate. So talking about mole and its relation with the different kind of the substances, when we talk about atomic substances, molecular substances, gaseous substances and the particles. Here we'll figure out the relations, the common formulas that could be used for solving the numericals related to the mole concept. Now, starting from the atomic substances, we recently did this thing that we have a gram atomic mass in case of the atomic substances. When we consider the mass of the atom as a gram atomic mass, that is when we have the mass of 1 mole of the atoms, which is equivalent to 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles. So when I have these 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms, I'll say that that mass is the gram atomic mass. But when I have this mass of 1 molecule having 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules, I'll consider that mass as the gram molecular mass. Now the relation between the mole and the gram molecular mass. So mole being represented by N, I would say that the relation is given mass of that particular atom to the gram atomic mass. Fine. In the case of the molecules, it would be is equivalent to given mass or the mass that is being given to us of the molecule divided by the gram molecular mass. Now, here I have written the case of the gaseous substances that we have not discussed till now. Now, we have to find it out what is the volume of 1 mole of the particles in the case of the volume of that particular 1 mole of the particles at the STP. In that case, we are very much aware the very first thing, 1 mole is equivalent to 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles, and the volume is always equal to 22.4 liter at STP. From STP, I mean to say that standard conditions of the temperature and the pressure. So, 1 mole of the particles, which is equivalent to the 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 particles, the volume of that particular 1 mole of the substance is equivalent to 22.4 liters at the standard temperature and pressure. Moving to the last case, when we talk about the particles. Now, in case of the particles, we have one number which is said to be the Avogadro's number. So, I would say that the relation of mole and the Avogadro number is the given mass and Avogadro's number. And we can even write it as the given mass divided by N naught. Fine. So, this is the very common formulas that we have related to the different substances and their relation, different terms and their relation with respect to the moles. I'll repeat it once again. When we have the atomic substances, we consider gram atomic mass, and the formula of the moles and the gram atomic mass is given mass to the gram atomic mass. Moving ahead, when we have the molecular substance, we have gram molecular mass. From the gram molecular mass, we mean to say that mass of the 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. And the relation of the moles and the gram molecular mass as well as the given mass is number of moles in the case of the molecular substance is equivalent to given mass to the gram molecular mass. And in the case of the particles, it is equivalent to given mass to the Avogadro's number. And we are left with the last case when we are having the liquid substances available with us. Here, 1 mole of that particular substance or the liquid, it will be equal to 22.4 liters at the standard conditions of temperature and pressure. Further, we will solve the numericals related to the mole concept that are usually asked in the questions. So here we have the very first numerical where we have to calculate the number of moles in 392 gram of hydrogen sulfate. Now we have the formula when we have particular molecule, number of moles is equivalent to given mass divided by the gram molecular mass. Now we know that the given mass is 392 grams. Fine. So let's give this equation as the equation number 1. Given mass is equivalent to 392 grams. And when I talk about the hydrogen sulfate, we recently did that we need to have the atomic masses of the different elements. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. But here we have the 2 atoms of hydrogen. So we will write 1 into 2. Atomic mass of sulfur is 32. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16, but we have the 4 atoms of the oxygen. So we will multiply this 16 with 4. That means it's equivalent to 2 plus 32 plus 64. That is equivalent to 98. Fine. So when we have, this is 98 grams. Fine. So when we have to find out the moles, number of moles of the in 392 grams of hydrogen sulfate, I'll mention these values. I'll put the values in equation number 1. So it will be N is equivalent to 392. Since I know that this is the gram atomic mass of sulfuric acid, so I'll write it here 98. Since the units they get cancelled with each other, so we can say that moles they don't have any units. And hence dividing the 2 will get the number of moles which are present in 392 grams of sulfuric acid. So moving to the question number 2, we have to calculate the number of moles in 44.8 liters of carbon dioxide at STP. So we know that when we are given this thing that the volume of particular gas at the STP, we have this formula number of moles which is equivalent to the given volume to the 22.4 liter. Now why the 22.4 liter mentioned over here? Because at STP, which is the standard conditions of temperature and pressure, volume of any gas, volume of 1 mole of the gas, I would say that, is equivalent to 22.4 liters. 1 mole, that is a 6.023 10 raised to the power 23 atoms or the particles accordingly. So here I know that given volume is equivalent to 44.8 liters and I have the standard volume which is 22.4 liters. So I'll put the value over here and I'll get my answer for the same. This is the number of the moles that I'll get when I have to figure out that how many moles are there in 44.8 liter of carbon dioxide at standard conditions of temperature and pressure. Now moving to the next question where we have to calculate the number of atoms of constituent elements in 53 gram of sodium carbonate. Now in case of the sodium carbonate, the very first thing we have that we have 2 atoms of sodium, 1 of carbon and 3 of oxygen. Fine. We have 3 different elements, sodium, carbon and oxygen. The given mass is 53 gram. And we have to find out the number of the atoms of the constituent elements. The mass of this molecular mass of sodium carbonate is 23 into 2 plus 12 plus 16 into 3, which is equivalent to 46 plus 12 plus 48, and hence it is equivalent to 48 and 12, that is 60, and 46, which is equivalent to 106 gram. So here we find out that the molecular mass of sodium carbonate is 106 gram. Now we have to find the number of moles, which is always equivalent to given mass divided by molar mass, that is the gram molecular mass over here, that is equivalent to given mass is 53 and molar mass is 106, and this will come out to 0.5 moles. Fine. As I was telling you people that we have found that in this particular 53 gram of sodium carbonate we have 0.5 moles. Now I know that 1 mole is equivalent to 6.023 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules, and if I have to find the number of molecules in 0.5 moles, it is equivalent to 3.011 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. 0.5 means this particular value divided by 2. Now, in the 0.5 moles, we have these many molecules. Now, it means we have to find out the number of atoms in this particular sodium carbonate. Here we have 2 atoms of sodium, 1 atom of carbon and 3 atoms of oxygen. So that means I have to find out number of sodium atoms in 3.011 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. So it will be equivalent to number of sodium atoms is equivalent to 2 into 3.011 into 23, then number of carbon atoms, it's equivalent to 1 into 3.011 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. Here also the atoms, and when I have to find it out for oxygen, it is 3 into 3.011 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. So in this way, we can calculate the number of the atoms of the constituent elements that are present in this compound, that were sodium, carbon and oxygen, 2, 1 and 3, and accordingly. So this is the way we can solve the numericals which are related to the mole concept using the different formulas. I hope this concept is clear to you, and now you can easily solve all the numericals which are related to it. Thank you so much.